In the dynamic world of the NBA playoffs, the stakes are high, and every game is a battle for credibility and respect. Now, as we dive into the latest developments surrounding the Miami Heat, we find ourselves at a critical juncture. The whispers around potential trades and player acquisitions are intensifying. What will the Heat do to bolster their roster as they look to solidify their standing in the league? Fans, let us know where you're watching from and share your thoughts on how the Heat should navigate this offseason. The playoffs serve as a stark reminder that one game should never dictate the narrative of a season. The Miami Heat, along with teams like the Utah Jazz and Chicago Bulls, found themselves among the elite in pace during the regular season, boasting a rating over 103. Yet, as we transition to the grueling postseason, the pace slows down significantly, with only the Denver Nuggets and Minnesota Timberwolves maintaining a pace above 102. The Heat's ability to adapt to this change is crucial, especially as they face teams that have honed their defensive skills in the playoffs. It's no secret that sustaining top-tier defense becomes a daunting task when prioritizing extra possessions in transition. The Heat, who lack a standout half-court weapon, must examine their options, particularly with the draft looming on the horizon. While players like Tyler Herro and Norman Powell have shown flashes of brilliance, they're not necessarily starters on many playoff teams. This is a stark reality that the Heat must confront. The postseason demands a stronger emphasis on defense and rebounding. As the playoffs unfold, the physicality of the game has become evident, and Miami must learn from the best. Teams are capitalizing on their size, speed, and strength inside the arc, with an impressive ability to help one another defensively. This is an area where the Heat struggled toward the end of the regular season, and it has been magnified in the playoffs. The ability to protect the rim, as showcased by the Denver Nuggets against the Minnesota Timberwolves, illustrates the importance of strong shot blocking. Rudy Gobert's presence has been a nightmare for opponents, demonstrating how vital rim protection is in the postseason. The Heat's defense must also focus on improving their pick-and-roll strategies. Living in drop coverage can be a risky game. It requires generational talent to make it work effectively. Miami needs to ensure that Kal-El wears quicker in his back pedal, maximizing his shot-blocking potential. The playoffs have shown that teams without a significant shot creator can struggle, much like the Detroit Pistons, who relied heavily on Cade Cunningham in their opening game against the Orlando Magic. The Heat can't afford to be in a similar situation. They need a balanced attack on both ends of the floor. In the broader context of the playoffs, injuries can shift the balance of power, as seen with the Oklahoma City Thunder's Jalen Williams. His absence due to a hamstring injury will undoubtedly put more pressure on Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, potentially impacting the outcome of their series. As the Heat reflect on these developments, they must recognize the importance of depth and adaptability in the playoffs. As we continue to analyze the landscape of the NBA playoffs and the Miami Heat's journey, the questions surrounding trades and player acquisitions loom large. What adjustments can the Heat make to enhance their chances? What strategies will they employ as they aim to reclaim their place among the league's elite? The answers to these questions will shape the future of the franchise as they navigate the complexities of the postseason. Let's dive deeper into the next piece of news that could have implications for Miami's plans moving forward. In a twist of fate that still echoes in the annals of Miami Heat history, Shaquille O'Neal's arrival in South Beach was ignited by a pivotal relationship with a young Dwyane Wade. As fans, we often reminisce about the moment Shaq was traded to the Heat in June of 2004, following a tumultuous end with the Lakers. The Diesel had tasted championship glory, winning 3 titles with Los Angeles, and as I was firmly on continuing that legacy. Enter D. Wade, a rookie with raw talent and an insatiable hunger to prove himself. O'Neal saw in Wade the potential for greatness that would align perfectly with his ambitions. Miami wants to trade for you, was the call that would change everything for both players. Shaq recounted how the image of Wade lighting up the court against Baron Davis caught his attention. I thought about D. Wade instantly, he said, recalling the electrifying energy that the young guard brought to the game. Wade was not just another player. He was a revelation. With a taste of playoff intensity in the 2004 NBA playoffs, Wade showcased his capabilities by hitting a game winner in his very first playoff appearance, leading the Heat to their first postseason series victory. Miami won that series against the New Orleans Hornets in 7 games, and a foundation was laid for a partnership that would soon bear fruit. Fast forward to the 2005 to 2006 season, and Shaquille O'Neal, with Wade by his side, lifted the Miami Heat to new heights. The duo clinched the franchise's first championship by defeating the Dallas Mavericks, with Wade earning the Finals MVP in a performance that solidified his status as one of the league's elite. Shaq's instincts about Wade were spot on. The kid was a star. But in a shocking turn of events, the Miami Heat's trajectory would take an unexpected dip. Shaq's stint in Miami was destined to be brief. After just 3 seasons, he found himself traded to the Phoenix Suns, a decision that raised eyebrows and sparked debates among fans. During a recent appearance on the Straight Game podcast, Shaq revealed the events leading to his departure, which underlined the complexities of team dynamics in professional sports. O'Neal had defended teammate Jason Williams against the rigid coach Pat Riley, leading to a confrontation that would cost him his place in Miami. One day, Jason Williams came late, Shaq recounted, highlighting the strictness of Riley's regime. When the coach ordered Williams out of practice, Shaq, ever the protector of his teammates, pushed back. "Nah, he's not getting out," he insisted, only to find himself on the receiving end of Riley's wrath. The exchange escalated, and just like that, Shaquille O'Neal was traded. This abrupt end to a promising partnership left a bitter taste for fans who had hoped to see the duo capture more titles. The aftermath of Shaq's departure was nothing short of disastrous for the Heat, culminating in one of the franchise's most challenging seasons, with only 15 wins to their name. The question looms large. Was it a grave mistake to trade Shaq? With the chemistry he developed with Wade, who knows how many titles they could have secured together? Miami's legacy might look very different today had they chosen to keep O'Neal in the fold. As we analyze the impact of Shaquille O'Neal's trade, we must consider not just the immediate ramifications, but also the long-term effects on the franchise. The Miami Heat faced an identity crisis in the wake of his departure, and while Wade would go on to establish himself as a Heat legend, the specter of what could have been with Shaq remains a painful reminder for fans. How do you feel about the decision to trade Shaq? Where are you watching from? And what's your take on the potential of that dynamic duo? Let's dive deeper into the next segment, where we'll uncover more about the current state and future prospects of the Miami Heat. As the dust settles on the latest playoff matchups, we turn our attention to the Toronto Raptors, who put on a dazzling display against the Cleveland Cavaliers. The Raptors fought tooth and nail, needing a monumental effort to keep their postseason dreams alive, and they delivered. Barrett and Scottie Barnes stepped up to the plate in a major way, each pouring in 33 points and showcasing their potential as a dynamic duo. Barnes, adding 11 assists to his impressive stat line, orchestrated the offense beautifully, leading Toronto to a commanding 126-104 victory. This performance wasn't just a flash in the pan. It marked a significant milestone for the Raptors. Barrett and Barnes became the first teammates in franchise history to score 30 or more points in the same playoff game since the iconic pairing of Kawhi Leonard and Kyle Lowry during the 2019 Eastern Conference Finals. That's not just a statistic. It's a testament to the potential this team holds as they navigate the high-stakes world of playoff basketball. But let's pause for a moment and reflect on this. The Raptors had to dig deep and withstand a fierce back-and-forth battle with the Cavaliers over the first 3 quarters. It was a hard-fought contest, but it was in that final frame where Toronto truly asserted their dominance, outscoring Cleveland 43-23. This isn't just a win, it's a statement. It shows resilience, it showcases teamwork, and most importantly, it signals that the Raptors aren't going down without a fight. Now, for the die-hard fans, what does this mean for the future? Can the Raptors sustain this level of play? Barrett and Barnes have the potential to be a cornerstone duo for years to come, but consistency will be key. The playoffs are a different beast, and while one game can spark hope, it can just as easily be extinguished. And speaking of hope, this brings us to a little quiz for our fans. Can you name the most recent teammates to score 30 points in the same game for each NBA franchise? Think you know your basketball history? I challenge you to put your knowledge to the test. For all the passionate fans watching, where are you tuning in from? We want to hear your thoughts. What do you think about Barrett and Barnes leading the Raptors? Is this the duo that can take Toronto deep into the playoffs? Don't hold back. Comment below and share your insights. As we wrap up this segment, let's reflect on how crucial this victory is for the Raptors as they push forward. They've shown they can compete with the best, but can they build on this momentum? The road ahead won't be easy, but if they can maintain this performance level, they could be a formidable force in this playoff race. Remember to subscribe for more in-depth analysis and updates on the Miami Heat and the entire NBA landscape. We appreciate your support and look forward to hearing your opinions.